Howdy everybody, it's me again, another video, midweek one this one, so nothing about the results at this stage of the week. I'm talking about today goals and my goal setting, and maybe you can get some tips from this, I don't know, but I'm just going to tell you all the goals that I've set, how I've set them and what I'm looking for and the end result. So let's get into it. So, goal setting. I basically do daily goal setting. Every day I choose 3 to 5 goals to do. I have my set 3 that I do, which is basically never hit the snooze button. I always get up when my alarm goes off. I might lie there for 5 more minutes, but I do not hit the snooze button. I haven't done that for probably a couple of years now, but yeah, I never ever hit the snooze button. That's my first goal of the day. Another goal that I look to do each and every day is to I try to make someone laugh or smile every day, whether it be at my own expense or just joking around. That's another goal of mine every day, is to make someone smile or laugh. It's just a small little thing, but it's one of my goals. I actually think about it during the day. I say if I haven't made anyone laugh or smile yet, then I make it my mission to try and cheer someone up. Also, my third main one is that I listen or read to something positive or a motivational speaker or someone at least once a day, at least at the end of the day anyway. Every night I pretty much do. I might listen to two or three, but generally at least one every night I listen to. Some people don't like listening to those things, but for me it helps me, gets me a little pumped up, and gives me little tidbits, little bits of advice that I could take away, and I put them in my phone and I read them over again the next day, and I use them in my everyday life. Things like they might say something like discipline isn't punishment. That's a little saying that I use pretty much every day, that I'm being disciplined, I'm not punishing myself. Discipline is just repeating something over and over again to get the greater good, make the greater good happen. So I use stuff like that. Some other goals that I might add into the day, if it's a gym day, if I'm training that day, I make sure I train. My goal is to train to the best of my ability without injuring myself, pushing myself to the absolute limit that I can, and not doing a half-assed kind of training session. I always give it 100% all the time. On the other side of that, another goal, which is hard sometimes, is on a rest day, actually resting. Because sometimes it gets a bit boring. I might think, I might just go to the gym again, or I might do something to be a little bit active, but rest is very important. So that's another goal I set. It might be a little simple thing for you, and it is for me, just to say time to rest, looking after myself. So resting is very important, and I take it very seriously. Also my training, I take it very seriously, so I give it everything I got. Then when I'm resting, I give it absolutely nothing. Okay, so that was some daily goals that I do. I also have weekly goals that I set. Every Sunday I sit down and I think about what's in for the week, and what do I need to do to continue to better myself, internally, externally, and mentally. So generally it's pretty much the same thing at the moment every time. I train, make sure I train at least 5 times a week, which I've been doing. Hit the gym 5 times, whether it be a cardio day, adding more cardio in, or just weights, but I get there at least 5 times. Even when I don't want to go, I still go. It's the hardest part is basically turning up. So once I turn up, I get it done. But yeah, at least 5 times I've got to get to the gym. Another goal since the surgery, it used to be a goal for me as well, but it didn't work very well. Weekends I pretty much stuffed it up. But eating healthy and nutritious foods pretty much all the time. I don't want to eat anything that's going to hinder my progress or not advance my progress in any way. So I eat the healthiest and freshest foods I can. It's a little bit more expensive to buy the leaner meats like the 5-star minces and the better cuts of meat and steaks and things like that. Turkey is pretty cheap, I get that as well, but all the vegetables, nuts, macadamia nuts is nearly $20 a bag, but you know, they're a good snack, so I buy them. Another one is, which leads into that as well, is cooking and prepping my meals. On Sundays is my day, it's a rest day for me, so I basically spend all day cooking. Not all day, probably half a day, but getting all my meals ready. Basically do one batch of food which lasts me 4 or 5 days, but I also cook other things like a couple of steaks, so I can have a few things on the side there for when I want to change it up from what I'm having constantly. But yeah, cooking and prepping meals is another weekly goal that I aim to do. Also on that day, I like to do all my washing and cleaning, what I got to do. So yeah, that's another thing. It's my weekly goal. I know it's simple things like that, but these are actual goals for me to do every week. I have been known to be very lazy in the past, so I set these weekly goals and set these weekly tasks to get them done and make sure I stay on top of everything. Another thing, well, these videos. I've got to keep going with them every week. I've got to come up with topics. I do write little scripts and stuff to help me out with these things, which is why I like getting feedback from you guys, letting me know what you want me to talk about, and is there anything else I can mention, or is there something that I might be wrong on, because there's a fair chance that I would be. But yeah, that's another thing for me is yeah, doing these videos is another weekly goal. I'm trying to constantly keep them up and not just forget about it and leave them. So yeah, that's another weekly goal. Okay, so I've done daily goals, I've done my weekly goals. I basically run off that constantly all the time, but some people do ask me what's my long-term goal. They always ask me what weight do you want to get to, and to be honest, I don't really have a set weight I want to get to. It's a bit strange on a lot of people. I want to get to 70 kilos, or I want to get down to 60 kilos, I want to lose 80 kilos, and they have this number set in their head. I don't really have a figure. My main goal, long term, is to just be a better me, a more healthier, happier, a more active person. Someone who walks in the room, smiles all the time, I'm happy all the time because I know I've achieved something. I know that I've done the hard work and that the results are there and it's paid off, and I'm able to be healthier and live longer and do all those kind of things that people want to do. And you know, another long-term goal was to maybe sit in a plane seat and be not squished and have the other person next to me very angry, which is coming up soon. I've got a flight coming up next month, so we're going to see how I go in that chair. It's going to be a very interesting day sitting in that plane. But yeah, long-term goals are basically, I don't have a set number. I take it week by week. I take it day by day. I do my dailies. I do my weekly goals. If I have more goals, then I'll add them to it. But yeah, daily and weekly goals that's pretty much it. I work on my body constantly. As I've mentioned many times, my legs and knees. I go to physio every couple of weeks. I just went there tonight actually. We're fixing up my knees and had a bit of a shoulder issue from gym work, so they've did a bit of shoulder work so I can get a bit of movement in there. You know how it is, working it a lot. But yeah, I don't really have any massive long-term goals. I just want to take it week by week, get these videos done, show everyone, maybe help some people out there who, you know, want some help. A bit shy to ask for help, but please comment, ask for help. I'm happy to lend a helping hand, and if you want the help, of course. I'm not just here to answer your random questions about stuff like should I eat deep fried foods or something like that. Like, clearly you should know the answer to that. But yeah, that's my main goal: healthier, live longer, be more active. But yeah, I take it week by week, do what I got to do, As for setting goals, it's quite easy. You just gotta sit down and write down. You don't want to put 20 goals down in a day. You know, I just do 5 a day. That's it. Tick them off, and once you tick them off, you've accomplished something. I do 5 a week. Tick them off. Accomplished it. It's setting these goals and then finishing them gives you that sense of accomplishment, and you've done something else. You've done something, you've achieved something. So yeah, that's why I do it. If you feel like you want to do it, it's very simple. Just write them down, tick them off as you go. They don't have to be massive goals. It might be this week I want to walk twice a week around the block. Make sure you do it then. Just say, okay, I'm picking these days and that's the goal. I've got to do it. If it's raining, bad luck, got to do it because you said it. So yeah, that's my mindset. That's how I work. Once it's set in stone, it's got to be done. It backfires a lot sometimes when you're at the gym. You put a weight on and you're like, okay, I got to do 10 reps of this, and then by the 5th rep you're like, oh, I don't think I can do 10. But guess what? You have to do it. So yeah, that's goal setting. That's my goals. Sorry they're not big and fancy and anything like that, but yeah, I just take them week by week, day by day. Getting the results I want so far, so it's working for me. Might work for you, who knows? But comment below, let me know your goals. Have you reached your goals? How did you reach your goals? Yeah, I'm very interested. I want to see other people's stories. They inspire me. They give me a good feeling when I see someone who's just done the hard yards and got the work done and got the results they wanted, and now they're smiling and happy and living life to the fullest. Well, yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching it. Really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. It's all good. Send a comment, say hello. I always write back. So yeah, thanks again. I'll see you on the flip side with the weekly results on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend.